we're going to get serious about sleep issues. But first, just a small AS update. So I did have an infection after all, and I did take medication, and the rheumatologist, as I guessed, did tell me definitely to stay off the Rinvoq. The positive, I didn't have the excruciating stomach issues that had come with the Rinvoq. I had none of the side effects. But now I've resumed, and wow, the headaches. It took about 3 weeks, 4 weeks for them to reduce in intensity. So it's like I'm beginning from the beginning with those horrible headaches. My tongue, just after 2 doses, starting again with the sores. And I'm feeling super cold, really, really cold. Some patients, lots of patients said they feel it. It's not in the blue, it's not the black box warning about death and strokes and heart attacks, but it's there. I'm feeling it. I'm super, super cold, and because my bones react to cold, and I'm just miserable. I have way too much damage in this right hip SI joint, mostly SI joint, I believe, and it's so bad that I'm really considering surgical help. Anything to get rid of the pain, so I can exercise, so I can walk without pain, so I can walk long distances without suffering. I need help with that right leg. So next month when I go see the rheumatologist, I will ask her if we can do some imaging and then see if an orthopedic surgeon can help me, because it's bad. It is horrendously bad pain. I can't do it, guys. It's unbearable. Sometimes we'll just be sitting there and it's burning pain. You lie down and it's burning front and back. You step on it, it's like a sharp electric shock, and it hurts. You can't stand, you can't walk, you can't lean on that leg to put on a sock on the other foot or a shoe. I don't think I can live like this for much longer. And I'm praying that, as I said, the Rinvoq, besides the BP, I haven't taken it since I began because it's only been a few days. I'm praying that it's not doing anything to my anemia, and it hasn't brought me back there, and liver. So yeah, that's where we are with AS. It's just, I don't know, it's negative, but the Rinvoq does make a difference. So there's the positive. There's okay, autism and sleep. I needed to join it with the AS because AS already doesn't help me sleep. And as you know, ever since I was a child, I didn't sleep. They told me I had, what's that thing, celiac disease, no, Crohn's disease. I had horrible stomach aches. I had a colonoscopy when I was still a child. 7 years old was the first colonoscopy. And I had what they called growing pains, which I now know was actually AS beginning. My bones would ache and I'd be rolling around in bed. So I've not really had good sleep since I don't know when, since I can remember. So when you do have that moment where you're off asleep, and then you have a child who decides to wake you up, you want to cry. And they come in, my 5-year-old Nelo, she comes in wide awake and ready to go. And this is with having been given her sedative type medicine. So I've increased the dose by 1 for now. I don't see the difference. And I don't see the difference even in their sister. My 10-year-old also wanders around at night and she makes noise. I'm tired. They fall asleep fine, but they can't stay asleep. It's unbearable, and I really have much empathy for all you other parents, caregivers whose autistic or ADHD children do not sleep. I'm sitting here now, my brain is frozen, my tongue doesn't want to work properly. I'm tired, but they're here, so I can't sleep. Let me tell you about the other night, and then we'll finish this off. I really just wanted to say, I am one of you. Our children, especially my 5-year-old, does not sleep, and she makes sure we all know it. She doesn't stay asleep. And here we go. A few nights ago, well, yesterday was my husband's birthday. So 2 nights ago, the children were I should have known not to tell the children, but then they would have been upset that they couldn't make a card. So anyway, so they made their cards, which I had to print out for each of them. Then they wanted to, I bought a cake for them to decorate. I don't know about the color, the dye, the food coloring, which I use for, hey, why do they have my food coloring? You remember the food coloring story? I put it up in my wardrobe. I'm going to have to go check and see if they took it from there. But yes, they put food coloring on top, or sprinkled it amongst the sprinkles and the fruit that they decorated the cake with. So they decorated the cake until after bedtime. And then they decorated their little cards. And then I told you guys I can't do this. So in the nighttime, at midnight, I'm trying to sleep, and they both come bursting in, Nene and Ami. Hello, mommy. And I'm thinking, what are you doing here? Do you want something to eat or something to drink? Yes, we're thirsty and hungry. I don't think so. So I said, okay, go to your rooms. I'll go out and get you something to eat. But got them a banana, told them you need to sleep. Gave them each one extra. You can go up to 5 a day. They're only on 3. So I gave them one extra of the tablets and said, sleep. 3 o'clock, they were back up again, making noise. I go out to investigate. I check the camera and I see Nelo darting from her room across to her brother's room. So I'm thinking, what now? What are they doing? Let me tell you the flower story. My children said, can I take them to go buy flowers, please, for their dad? Most men aren't really enamored by flowers anyway, but he especially does the flowers. Okay? So I said, I tried to dissuade them and ask, or I tried to figure out why. So they said, no, Daddy likes flowers. So I said, really? And how do you know? When did you find out? They said that when they'd gone to the shop with him last Thursday, they were looking at the flowers. Now note, and they say, as they say it themselves, they said, wow, these are beautiful roses. These are beautiful sunflowers. These are beautiful lilies. And he says, yeah, they are beautiful. Flowers are beautiful. And then they said, and then that's what they said. And then Ami said, Daddy always said you must give him flowers. Side note, his father always said, don't scatter, you know, there's that song, don't scatter roses after I'm gone. Live with me now, joy with me when I'm joying. If I'm sad, come and mourn with me. Be there for me now. Don't come to my funeral and then want to buy flowers as if you loved me when you didn't love me when I was alive. So I've heard him repeating the same thing, which I'm sure all of us believe anyway. If you couldn't love me, I don't want you at my funeral. If you couldn't care, if you couldn't ask how things were going, how hectic life has been with the children today, don't come to my funeral. So that's what the context was. He was telling them, and I've heard him say it, don't give me flowers after I'm dead. You can give them to me now if you want to be kind to me now. So I didn't want to correct her because they really wanted to get their dad flowers, and he's notoriously very difficult to give gifts to. The flowers. So I thought, okay. And then they said, okay, we want roses. Dad likes roses and Dad likes sunflowers. So we went to the shop. There were no sunflowers. I had to order sunflowers from Pick and Pay to be delivered. They chose their roses, and then we came home. So fast forward, I see in the camera Nello dashing across. So I get up. I couldn't find my gown. So I go and tell my husband, dude, the children are awake. I can't deal with this. They've been awake since 3 o'clock. Since midnight. It's like, oh, okay. He didn't get up. He did not go. So I couldn't find my gown. I took his gown and I went out. And as I'm walking, the flowers are now out of the buckets of water. They've put the flowers on the counter. And I just hear noise, laughter, talking. This is now 3:40-ish. 3:40 a.m. They're talking loudly with their brother. They had gone and woken Micaiah. I go into the room. They're dressed. They are dressed. Do you know how difficult it is to dress ADHD children normally? It will raise your blood pressure, because you'll tell them, Aminello, get up. The next thing you know, they're just talking. Aminello, take off your clothes and get dressed. Okay, mom. You walk back again to them. They're still just like that. Amarissa and Nello, didn't I say get dressed? Oh, we want to choose different clothes. As I said to Violet, because she lived it when I had to go away early, sometime this week, when I went to the doctor last week, she said, it took ages just for them to get dressed. And you know their sister is hungry, she wants to eat now. They're taking ages just to get dressed. They both wear pull-ups. They both are struggling with nighttime issues, weeing, for both tenure. All of my 4 young children are in pull-ups at night. That's part of special needs that not enough people share. It's only when one adult shares that they're still in pull-ups that many autistics right underneath. So am I, or they're right, I've got ADHD, I also have nerve problems, I can't feel, blah, blah, blah. So that's one of the things we're dealing with. But, so I tell them, go throw those away. I end up having to pick them up myself. I say, go and take this to the bin. Or if they're taking too long, I just end up saying, you know what, I give up. I will just do it. Here's another thing. Stop yelling at your ADHD children. It's not their fault. Their brain is cling. It's not their fault. I dislike hearing parents telling me or writing that they shout at the children, they yell at the children, they get upset and they swear at them. It's pointless. It doesn't help. It hasn't helped all these years. So what I do is when they've done something wrong, it's pointless. It's pointless punishing them. They don't even know why they do it most of the time. Case in point, when I'd gone to my daughter's room during this whole 3 o'clock business, my 10-year-old, I found a stub of a pencil, crayon. She'd clearly chewed and eaten the rest. Do you know how worrying it is when your child has pica, P-I-C-A, pica, whatever you want to pronounce, however you pronounce it, because you don't know what they're ingesting and how dangerous it is, and they don't want to stop. So yes, there they are, pencils left, half, mostly eaten, and they're dressed. Pull-ups actually thrown away. At 3 o'clock, they threw their pull-ups away, and they were dressed up in noisy shoes and fully ready. Princess outfits, bonnets on with headbands, ready. I told them, people, it's the middle of the night. You should still be in bed. It's a long time until waking time. Oh, we thought it was morning. They always need us to wake them up when it's the morning, people. They never wake up on their own and get dressed. Never. That was the first time. So I said, why would you think it's morning if I haven't told you it's morning? They hadn't slept from midnight until then. They hadn't slept. So I say, fine. You know what? I am going to include my husband in this misery because they are obsessed with the birthday. They're dressed up already. They've got the flowers out. Let them just go and give him his gifts so that I can sleep. Because obviously they're too excited. Way too excited. So of course they were so happy to go, making noise here and there. Thankfully, Rio slept through. And they gave him his flowers and everyone was happy. And then they slept. And then they woke up too early and they ate the wrong child's food. Here's the thing with autism. Children are very specific about what they eat, many of them. And my daughter is at a thing. She's in a space where she wants only mixed veg rice, but with no stew on it. You can put the beans over there, she won't eat them. She only wants the dry rice. With their morning feast, they've never done that either. They've never taken their food to their room. My 10-year-old and my 5-year-old took food. One was the wrong child's food and ate it in bed. It was just like yesterday was doomed. It was just doomed even before the day began. Okay, you can say midnight was the start of the day. They ate the wrong food. The child now didn't want to eat food. There was no more extra food left. So I cooked more, but she didn't want that kind of food. She wanted the other rice that is now finished. People, the things that happen when they are not sleeping are also bad. Pencil chewing. She poked my 10-year-old. She poked herself with a needle. She went to my sewing box. Remember last time it was the sewing machine? Now she went to my sewing box and she pricked herself until she bled. Special needs parenting it's a strain on the brain and the heart. I'm sure many of us are dying much younger than we would. And it's not like people ask, how was your special needs day today? They ask, how are the children sometimes? So that, that means, are they well? Do they have the flu? But they might be well in that they don't have a cold, they don't have a virus, but they're not well. That part of our life is always going to be full of anxiety, strain, stress, and nobody to share it with generally. For many, I've seen it in groups. Thousands of us are alone. No one asks. No one cares. No one cares to ask. And which translates to no one cares. I guess they have to live it first to understand that there must have been something that happened during the day or the night that was very specifically special needs. And that's how it goes. Last night as well, my 10-year-old, she made noise. I heard a door and she woke me up, and she had a torchlight. She was looking for something. That's the other thing. I still honestly believe she does also have autism. Just the pickiness of the food, the same things that made her pediatrician and the psychologist wonder, I still wonder too. And extra things like she needs to have her smelly blanket and only that blanket, which she had since birth, since she came to us, just like our 5-year-old and her bunny that she had since she was born, when she was born as a gift, same thing. They like to smell that, and if it's not there when they fall asleep, you all have to search for it. And sometimes she forgets it in her twin's room, and she wants us to go wake her twin up to look for it. That's how extreme it is, this desire to have their favorite blanket and their favorite bunny. So last night, my girl was awake because, she woke up, looked and realized she didn't have her favorite blanket. So she went to the last place they were at and looked for it. They don't sleep. They wake me up. And then they don't sleep during the day, so you don't sleep during the day. I say it with a smile, but it's hard, really hard and tiring. Anyway, folk, this is how it is, hey? This is how it is. Autism, in different ways, has different challenges, not only for us, but for them as well. They don't really want to be sitting up and bored all day and waiting for the morning to come, do they? So it's also on them. It's tough on them. And I'm just praying and so scared that I'll be like this one dad who the child eventually did start sleeping with lots of treatment medication, but then now they've stopped. And for 6 months thus far, the child has not slept. But maybe 1 hour. I'm scared of that. I really am. And I think of the people especially one young lady 2 years ago, when I would tell her, these are the challenges I'm having with the children. And she would say, they'll be fine, like it's nothing. But it's not curable, and it's not fine, and it's getting worse. So toxic positivity, it needs to go because it's a lie. That's why it's toxic, because it's a lie. Yes, sleep. We need our sleep. They should make a hospital for all parents of special needs children who require them to be awake during the day, to go and be taken care of, to sleep, have someone else prepare food, drinks, and just let them rest. While good, competent caregivers that the children will miraculously approve of and enjoy being with are with the children, so they can know everyone is taken care of. That would be lovely. Some church should do that for charity. I'll be the first one at their door. Yes, so that was my quick autism update. Or birthday. The birthday night was the worst of their wakeful nights. It really was. I'll see you very soon, I'm sure.